It has never been easier to get roofing leads on your website with this instant estimate tool from RoofMammoth. All you have to do is once it's embedded on your website, your customer just clicks on the button, they type in their address. As they type it in, it'll automatically fill out, what their address is. They click on analyze their roof. It'll automatically measure their roof and figure out the pitch of the roof to help with the estimation. If they want to add more, let's say they want to do their garage or like a shed at the same time, they can go ahead and click add roof area and they can just draw the roof space of their secondary structure. And they can name it. So we can say this is a shed, and boom, that'll add that to the quote. And then from there, they can just choose their style. So if they have gable or hip, this will just determine some of the waste costs. We can customize these if we want to, and then we can even choose like what type of roofing material they'd like. So by default, these are the options that we have. We can add more as needed or customize them or delete them if your team only does like asphalt and metal, for example. We're going to choose asphalt for this one. And then they can type in their details. We'll just say, I have some storm damage and was asked by insurance to get a quote, right? So we're good there. And then we can click on get my roof estimate. Now, by default, we have it required that they have to type in their information, and that way you get that lead data to get their quote. You can turn that feature off if you just want people to get a quote instantly, and then, there's no friction there. But this way, you'll at least know that they were interested, and your team can then reach out to them to secure that deal. And then when they hit submit and view quote, they get to see the quote. So by default, we show the per roofing square pricing, and we also have the total project estimate. We show ranges as well by default. You can turn that feature off. You can widen the ranges. You can turn off the feature to show the per roofing square. It's super custom and built to how you want to show your customers in that moment. And then we can even customize this button. So this one will, by default, will schedule an appointment. Now, because this is a demo, this will just schedule a meeting with our team to demo, RoofMammoth. But there's a button here that'll work that they can just call you right then and there. And then they have this button here that goes right to your website, right? So this is a great tool to get leads. To show you some of the back end, this is what the leads look like as they come in. You get a dashboard that shows every lead that has entered information. You can see their average quote. With a button click, you can send an email or call their phone number. And it shows you their quotes, and it shows you what calculator that they use and everything. You can also see, I just want to show you how you can actually customize those fields. So when you're actually in RoofMammoth, you can create a new calculator up top and name it whatever you want. Maybe we call this like internal. We can create that. And this is where you get all the options that you want. So we can go ahead and hit edit, and we can change our base cost per square. Let's say we want to go a little bit cheaper, for example, we could go like 400 or whatever. And then we can go ahead and turn off like show per square pricing, so the customers only see the total estimate. You can make your minimum project size. So this is really low. So we'll just do like 10,000. And then we can turn off the price range or not if we want to, or, to show a range or just a direct quote. We can change the theme settings. So depending on what your logo color is, typically you can, choose that. So if you have a green logo, you can do that. Otherwise, you can do, like whatever, right? Whatever your preference is. You can choose a dark theme or a light theme. So they either see kind of like a dark black background or a white background like you saw on our website. You can show the call to action button if you'd like, and you can choose the different options. So schedule an appointment, buy now, call now. Maybe you can have them do a deposit if you have a direct link for them to do that, or they can just schedule an appointment, or they can just call you, right? And this will change what that does based on what you choose. You can require that lead capture if you'd like to, or you can change different things. If you have the scale plan, you can turn off hide powered by RoofMammoth AI as well. And then this is where you change pricing. So on this page, you can change pitch-based pricing. So I can change, the multiplier. I can change a fixed amount, etc. I can do a custom formula. All that is available for me if I want to change how it's actually doing the costs. And then I can even scroll up here to where it says custom fields. This is where I can change those other options. So like I said, by default, it shows these options as roofing material. I can delete things, like if my team doesn't do it. So I can delete slate, wood shake and tile, and only do like metal and asphalt if I want. And I can change how it affects the pricing. So I know a lot of roofers typically just double the price for metal, but we could change that to a specific price if we want, right? So, we can do a fixed amount, etc., or we can do the multiplier based on what we want. And then also you can see, roof style, you can change the value there. You can even have like some add-ons if you want to, like for additional services. And you can even create additional questions right here by clicking on add field. So you can use this for all sorts of different qualifications. You can create drop-down buttons, radio buttons, image checkboxes, number inputs, short answers if you want them to actually type something in. So it truly is custom. You can qualify your customers from the back end. If you go into your settings, this is where you change your logo, what shows up to the customer. This is where you change your phone number, website, company name, all that information. And you can even put in an email. So like as folks fill out those leads, you'll get an email to whatever you put in here as to what that information is. And if you're using tools like your CRM, for example, or like make.com or Zapier in it, and you know a little bit about automation, this is where you can connect a webhook. So as folks fill out this information, it'll go through whatever systems you want. Obviously, if you would rather us set that up for you, we do have $299 service where we can set that up for you, but where we can connect it to your CRMs. Otherwise, you can follow the instructions on your CRM or automation tool of choice. But yeah, that is a quick demo of RoofMammoth AI. Check us out. We do have a 7-day free trial, and you can be closing deals in no time with super quick embedded website instant estimates.